Okay, yeah, guys, we're here. It's the kid, it's the kid. So, for tonight's segment, just give you the topics that we'll be addressing this week. We're going to obviously have to recap the biggest game of the weekend, which of course was the Arsenal Liverpool game. Then we shall be addressing the Man City's dominance. And that will be a nice segue into the European Super League and your thoughts on this whole European Super League of the major teams breaking away. And we're going to touch a bit on the Barcelona's amazing dramatic comeback and Valverde, whether he should be given a lot more credit. And finally, we'll be looking forward to the Champions League games this week because there is a huge, massive, colossal game on Tuesday. Napoli against freaking PSG. An absolutely magnanimous game because PSG could be playing Europa League football very quickly. So, let's start off first with Arsenal against Liverpool. So let me just give my brief thoughts upon this. I thought it was going to be a draw. I said 2-2, but it was 1-1, but I thought it was going to be a draw. But when Liverpool scored in the second half, based on Liverpool's defense, how good they've been defensively, I thought, all right, Liverpool win the game. The most surprising thing for me was the first half. Liverpool's first half just wasn't as strong as I expect them to be, whereas that Arsenal's first half was actually really, really good. Mkhitaryan's a brick. He's a brick. We need to accept this. And I think for Liverpool, again, we'll obviously go to the Liverpool and the Arsenal boys for them to give their take. I've always said for Liverpool, I mean, Firmino hasn't had his best season so far. And I think there's a very strong argument for Shaqiri to pretty much make it into the flipping team, and I think not to make it to actually flipping start the game. So let me start off first with A1. So A1, is Emery the dude already? Is he going to lead Arsenal to the Premier League this season? And how did you assess the performance against one of the best teams in the league?
Okay, cool. He's not leading us to the Premier League, but top four, I think we can challenge for top four, especially after that game. I'm a little bit disappointed because we didn't win, obviously, because we're at home. But the performance was good. Like, the defense seemed a bit more tighter. We didn't give much space in behind. Both teams had equal amount of chances. We had our chances as well. So, it's a big improvement.
But let me ask you this very, very briefly. Give me your honest emotions when Aubameyang was subbed off.
When Aubameyang subbed off, I was like, what is he doing? Because we're 1-0 down. We need a goal. And he's our top goal scorer. And Aubameyang, he seems like the guy where whenever there's space, he seems to be there. He's a poacher type of striker. So I found it a little bit strange, but hey, it is what it is.
Okay. So, what are your then assessments? So, what do you think you can achieve this season under Emery? This season, forget about next season, this season specifically. Because Arsenal fans thinking that they're in the title race, they're on drugs. They're on drugs.
No. I think we can push for top four right now. January, it's going to be a big month for us because transfer, and I think we need to bring in a winger. So I think if we have a winger, that will help us a lot to push for top four. But he had a good game yesterday as well. But you don't know about him. Some days he's good, some days he's not. But yeah, I think we can push for top four. January transfer is important for us. We need a winger.
Okay,
that can help us as well.
All right. Yeah. So here, your honest assessment of the front three. They don't seem to be clicking and moving as swiftly as they were last season. Now, let me ask you this: are you? Because again, this it's almost like a tit for tat. So Klopp has decided to allow the opposition to have the ball a lot more, and his team is now set back a lot more, and they now want to get guys for the counter-attack, which has improved Liverpool defensively. Are you happy with this more conservative Liverpool approach, or do you think the pressing game will actually improve Firmino and make Liverpool as dangerous as they were last season?
I think to an extent, it is helping us a lot because defensively we're more compact, but it's not doing the front three any favors because our pressing style isn't, as good as it was last season. And you saw in certain games where, obviously, for example, against Man City, we didn't really press that well in the first 20 minutes or so. And it was the same approach against Arsenal as well, where we were a bit more compact. And I feel like that's why he didn't start Shaqiri, because that's what we wanted to keep the same system. But I like how much we've improved defensively. But on the other hand, we were still missing that link in midfield.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's affecting the front three.
So let me ask you this though: if Liverpool had pressed in this game against Arsenal, do you think you win the game, or hard to say?
You know what? It's hard to say because Arsenal, obviously, they have Torreira protecting the back four, and he was distributing really well during that game. So you never know, because Mustafi and Holding do have errors in them as well. So. But I feel like Klopp is taking like a pragmatic approach for good reason sometimes.
Okay, yo, Daniel, sorry, your mic, bro. Is your mic working, bro?
Yeah, my mic is fine.
Okay, cool. Because I just heard you breathing into the mic. So, your assessments on Liverpool's performance, were you disappointed you drew the game, or are you happy? Easy. Let me finish the damn question, man. Do you expect to win, or are you happy with a draw?
I'm frustrated because we had a goal that
frustrated. What?
Yeah, because we didn't. We should have had a goal that was offside. That should have been.
It was offside. It was offside. It was offside.
It was onside. Yes, it
Look,
was.
read the rules. It was offside.
No. Okay. Wait. Let me just cut him because let's finish. Second phase is different from the first phase. First phase, Mane was offside, but he didn't interfere with play. The ball went to Firmino. In the second phase, as long as the ball doesn't go forward and the man is behind or level with the same guy, then that is fine. So in the second phase, Mane was still onside, and the goal should have stood. I think that's what the referee said again. So Daniel, finish your points.
So I think like we're missing a link. And it shows how much we're missing Oxlade-Chamberlain, because like he was that link from the attack. He was the link from the midfield to attack. So like ever since, that's the reason why we wanted Fekir in the summer, because he would have been that link from the midfield to attack. And that's why we're struggling. The midfield to me is too workman-like. It's like too many workmen. There's not enough creativity in that midfield. So
that's why you was willing to figure. So wait. So let me ask this question for the group. Then anybody can jump in. Despite this result, do you still think that Liverpool can give a realistic title challenge from here till May?
Hell no.
Yeah, we can.
Yes. Absolutely, we can.
Yes, Liverpool can give.
It's over. Man City have won the league.
No, we haven't.
No, but
relax. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So let me bring in Hazem. So Hazem, why don't you think that? Because remember, we're still only in November. We're not here halfway through. So why do you feel it's now over?
Man City have invested so much this summer, and they've improved their squad already from last year, and they walked the league last year. So I don't see anyone catching up to them. And look, they're winning 5-1, 6-1, all these scores, and then I don't see any of the teams winning so convincingly. So again, when Man City faced the big teams, it wasn't as convincing, but they also got the result at Anfield. So I just see Guardiola pulling it through another year, and for the next couple of years, Man City are going to win the league.
All right. So Dad, yeah, you disagreed. So why do you feel that Liverpool still have a chance to challenge them from now till May?
I disagree because even though we're not playing well, we're only 2 points behind them, and you have to remember Manchester City are yet to play Chelsea, and that will give us an opportunity to. Whether we can keep up, I'm not sure. I think we can keep up, but whether we can win it, I should say, is up for debate. But I don't want to just rule it out and say Manchester City have won it. But I think the gap will be bridged. That's for sure. I don't think it's going to be as far away from it as last season.
Yeah, I agree with that, but they'll still win at the end.
Okay. So let me bring in Juju Man. Is your mic working there?
Oh yes, it's working.
Good.
Yeah.
Let's start first with Arsenal, because you have been one of the people who insulted Arsenal the most last season with your extremely rude comments. Do you feel that Arsenal are no longer a banter club, that they are reformed and revamped under Emery? Because I'm sorry, this is a different Arsenal. Arsenal of last season lose this game 2-0. So do you feel that Arsenal are now reborn under Emery?
Yeah, I was. Yes, I was. I was impressed with Arsenal, to be honest, because I expected them to. Because they actually played well. They controlled the game. They were in charge. They passed from the back. I was like, they actually played like a team. I was surprised. I enjoyed the game because usually I turned on Arsenal and I'm like, okay, this is a waste of time. But the first time yesterday I watched Arsenal, I was like, actually enjoyed watching them. So Emery is doing a good job. He somehow find a way to make Arsenal play good football. So
Okay. So and Liverpool, how much chance do you give Liverpool of winning the title this season?
with Liverpool, I mean, Mane, I would say Mane is top 3 best players in the league because he was exceptional. He was really good because every time Mane had the ball, I felt like he was the main thread in the front three. Thing is, I don't care if this is controversial, but I think Mane is the best player in Liverpool. Sadio Mane, because he's good. He's good. He's really good.
Yeah.
And because that cross.
No, but Judgman, the question.
Yeah.
How much chance do you give of Liverpool winning the title this season?
See, the problem is we've improved massively. Like last year, like we were playing Wild West football. Like it was 4-0, like or 4-3. Now we almost won at Anfield. I mean, it's if Liverpool win the title, we have to mess up real bad because we have massively improved and. Like, I don't even know who's there.
There's zero chance.
Relax.
100%.
For guys who are late or confused, when Jujuman says we, he's referring to Man City because he now supports Manchester City. I think this is his. I think since his Hangout has been going, this is his 6th team. Jujuman, thank you. Thanks for your input. I'll come back to you.
You can't keep doing this, Juju. You have to pick one.
Can I say something?
So Munta,
Look what's going to happen, back in January, February, because these guys are going deep into the Champions League, Man City, yeah. So they have to focus in Champions League as well. It's not just the priority is Premier League, to be honest. So somewhat, it depends upon their priority.
Okay. Can I say something? Can I say something?
Are you telling me right now that Man City are putting more focus on the Champions League than the league?
No. They are not focusing on the Champions League. But what I'm saying to you, like when it quarter starts, you're round of 16. So the priority is obviously on Champions League because you are somewhat ahead of second place, third place team.
Even if the priority is Champions League.
No. Listen to me. But if there is not a big gap between Liverpool and Man City, and they are focusing on Champions League, then.
But Liverpool have the Champions League as well, and if they get out.
Hope, can I say something?
But Liverpool priority is Premier League, not Champions League. This is a difference. Liverpool priority is Premier League.
Wait. As a City fan, I'll say this: I don't think we care about Champions League. Our focus is the league. Another thing. Wait. Just one sentence. This team is so good that I even forgot Gabriel Jesus, Gundogan, and De Bruyne are injured. Like I just realized that today because it's too good.
You know what?
Wait, relax, because Jujuman has led us to a very important point. So let us
because right now everything is clicking for you.
Nah.
In some game, it's like if it won't click for you, then it will be a massacre for you guys.
No, it won't. It's too good. We're too good.
Okay, wait. Let me. Okay, I want to move to, because this is a perfect segue. I want to talk about Man City now. So guys, look, my friend, look. Let me direct this damn thing, man. Man City, guys. When I said that they had already won the Premier League, people insulted me and said, "You're a disgrace of an analyst. You're an idiot. Stop doing your thing. You're embarrassing yourself by already giving them the Premier League title." Now, let me break this down, and I will give you the floor and for you guys to respond. City have already won the Premier League title.
Yes.
Their squad is too deep. Once Pep just needed to figure out the team. First season, figuring it out. You don't go from gaining 100 points, winning it by, 16, 17 points, to just coming second behind people. When I look at how this team are playing, the records they're still breaking. I think they've broken the record for most times of scoring 5 goals in consecutive games. Yeah. So because Liverpool have improved vastly, they're a great team. There are levels. There are levels. So, like for Daniel and here, I get it 100%. You have to back your team. You have to back your team. You have to back your team. But take a step back. Have an objective look and look at City's spending money, their squad, their players, their system, how well they play together. They have one of the most deadliest strikers in flipping the world.
True.
What is
Very
the
true.
argument for them not winning the Premier League? And don't give me that, oh, you never know what will happen. Just give me a logical footballing argument for how City don't win this Premier League title.
No, listen.
There are none.
Listen, Hope, listen,
Yes,
all right? Let me say something about City, all right?
They
For
can.
me, if you are beating a Burnley team 5-0 and Liverpool can't beat a Huddersfield team 7-0 or 5-0, then that shows you
That makes no sense. I mean, I'll stop you.
No, listen, listen.
You can't stop the Hangout and say, "Let me tell you something," and you come up with that. So that is completely and utterly illogical. So basically, I will put you for timeout. Think about what you just said, and I'm going to go over to Dada here right now. So Dada here, give me an argument. Why can't this City team win it? And just under here, take off your Liverpool goggles, put on your objective, because I know that you're one of our best football analysts in this Hangout. How does this City team not win this Premier League title again this season?
Okay, first of all, I want to say they're obviously favourites to win the league. We all know that. But I'll give you two arguments. Argument one is that, as Muntaha touched on earlier, they could be prioritising the Champions League. Obviously, we're in it as well, so it doesn't give us much of an advantage.
We are not.
The second argument is that so far, from our point of view, we have not dropped points to any of the small teams. So we've only had 3 draws against City themselves, Chelsea, and Arsenal. So until we drop points to the so-called lesser teams, you can't really count us out completely. So as long as we stay within touching distance, you never know. But obviously, it's a hard task against this Man City.
I'll respond. First of all, that game against Wolves, we were robbed because we scored a legit goal and it was called offside, and it was a foul.
A draw is a draw. A draw is
No, okay, all right.
Mane scored a legit goal. That's goal from where should have stood.
All right. But and the other thing about Champions League, Pep said it. We're not focused on Champions League. Our main objective is the league.
It's mind game.
The team is not ready for the Champions League.
You have to understand.
No, it's not mind game.
He wants to win the
I can tell you right now.
Obviously, he wants to win the Champions League.
Judgment, don't fall for that. That is the oldest trick in the book.
No,
that's the oldest trick in the book. Are you kidding me? Are you really falling for that? Are you really falling for that trick?
Look. If let's say City don't win the Champions League, no one cares. The league is there. If we actually don't win the league, no one. I'm telling you, City fans don't care about the league, about Champions League.
I've kept quiet way too long for this.
No, the league is number one. It might sound stupid.
I want to bring in some new guys in here who haven't talked. So I'm going to go to Adnan then Ford. So Adnan, let me bring your so give us your thoughts on this. Do you feel that Liverpool do have a genuine chance, or do you think Liverpool have a genuine chance because City may prioritize the Champions League, or do you feel as the league is done, City have already won the Premier League?
I think I agree with Juju, man. I don't think that City prioritizes much the Champions League. They are only focused on the Premier League.
Yep.
And wait, is that right for a team that is this expensive and have invested this much? Is it right that Juju, man, I will give it relax. Is it right that they do not prioritize the Champions League based on how much that they've spent?
Money doesn't matter much. The league is a tradition. There are teams that are always competitive in this competition. Look at PSG, for example. They also spent a lot of money.
Okay.
Also, other teams also spending. Juve has spent money. PSG is spending money. Liverpool have also spent money. They're not Champions League contenders. The only ones who are competing for the Champions League this year are Barcelona and Juventus.
That is crazy. I cannot believe you're saying. I don't. Okay. So
wait, can I say?
No. I've got to let everybody talk. I've got to give everyone a chance to talk. So Forward, give us your 5 sentences because I know you wanted to talk. So Forward.
Thank you, HH. So I've also got an extra 2 points onto what they said about why Man City can struggle to win the league. Again, I also do think they're favourites to win the league by a long shot as well. But looking back in recent Premier League history, it's hard to retain the league. Only 2 teams have done it in the Premier League history. That's Manchester United and Chelsea. So that's the first point. It is always hard when essentially you're the target of all the main teams. And secondly, yeah, so as we saw last season, they went on an amazing run in that first part of the season. They beat all the other top 6 teams. But when they first got rattled by any team, which was Liverpool, in the second half of the season in that Champions League game, we saw that they went on a bit of a losing streak. They struggled against Man United. They struggled in other games before and after that. So I feel like if they can be rattled early on enough in the season, there's a chance for teams to.
So you don't think that they've learned from their mistakes?
I feel like it's hard for when you actually get rattled and all of a sudden you don't feel as invincible as you felt. They had that invincible feeling for so long last season, but as soon as that gets taken away, they sort of start to doubt themselves. Obviously, with the brain injured, they might feel like, oh, well, so maybe it's a problem that we don't have him. So I feel like if you can rattle this team, then there's a problem. But I just don't see where they're going to be rattled enough. That's the only problem. So as long as it happens, then we'll see. But if they keep maintaining this steady form, then I don't see how any team's going to stop them.
Liverpool got knocked out of the League Cup. You guys know that, right?
Can I say we are moving on to the next topic here. We're moving on to the next
something about Pep. Can I quickly say something?
Okay, Daniel, talk about Pep, Jerry.
People are saying that Pep can't win the Champions League without Lionel Messi, so he's gonna wanna prove people wrong.
Good points.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good points. Very good points. So, I want to talk about. So this is something. This is something that I said right now. I believe, and again, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that Barcelona will win every La Liga title until Messi retires. Now, here is my theory as to why that's going to happen. My theory for why that's going to happen is I feel that we're seeing pretty much the end of a dynasty of Real Madrid. It was a great run, an amazing run. 4 Champions Leagues in 5 years is insane. Absolutely freaking insane. The loss of Cristiano, Modric, his best days are gone. Ramos is aging. Toni Kroos is aging. Benzema is flipping trash. Yep. Someone said to me, I don't know whether it's true, apparently they're 500 million in debt. It doesn't seem like if these guys are actually having any true transfer activity. So I think their finances are a bit unbalanced. So does anybody here disagree with the notion that Barcelona will win every La Liga title until Messi retires?
I disagree.
Oh my God.
Even I disagree.
Okay, so Mr. Barca, why do you disagree?
Because I feel like La Liga is still a competitive league.
Okay, with Rayo Vallecano and Levante. Carry on.
Okay. Sevilla is a very good team. They play really good football.
What was the score between Barcelona and Sevilla?
Barcelona won.
Okay, thank you. Carry on.
All right. So we have, and this is the thing about Spain. I get why people are saying that Barcelona is going to be the one who's going to be winning the league continuously. But if you look at the, especially like even without Messi yesterday, right? Barcelona in the first half really struggled with Rayo Vallecano. You know
what was the score at the end of the game against Rayo Vallecano?
It was 3-2, but it was luck. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think, and I'll say this, like, it's not going to be easy to just win every La Liga without Messi, because I feel like La Liga will still be competitive, and I still think Atletico Madrid, Sevilla.
No, wait. Let him finish, and then I'll give you the floor. Finish. So, Barca,
I think Atletico, Sevilla, Real Madrid, and so forth are still there, and I still feel like they're always competing for every European competition. Atletico won the Europa League last season.
Okay. You've talked. Okay, let me bring in Monta.
Yeah.
You wanted to say something?
Yeah. First of all, that is rubbish. Like, we are in depth of 500 million pounds because we are ready to redevelop the stadium and like renovate the whole stadium for 600 million pounds. So that doesn't make sense. Secondly, we have like FFP rules of like we can spend around 1 billion pounds.
What?
And, like, we have. Yeah. Do you know that we have FFP rule that we can spend? I'm not saying we will spend. We can. I'm saying
when?
That, yeah.
From where? 1 billion from where?
Yeah, 1 billion. Like, we have that much capability to spend. I'm saying to you.
When?
Nah, let me set this up, man.
But I don't think the Spanish bank allows 1 million loan.
Listen to me. No. Let me finish my point.
Jerry.
Let me finish my point. Yeah. Okay. And next season, if we break the bank of getting Neymar, Hazard, or Icardi, we are back on track. Okay, and if you're saying to me that aging squad of Real Madrid, you have to look at the aging squad of Barcelona as well. Okay, they
But
have
then,
just Arthur Melo. They have just Arthur Melo added on in the score. What? Listen to it, man. If you want to listen to it, yeah. And second to me.
Barcelona hater. A Barcelona hater.
No. I'm not saying no, because I am just statement what you mentioned.
Wait. Let me respond. Because
Wait.
those are two very interesting points made. As far as the
One.
point that Mr. And also, I want to get to everyone's thoughts on this, so I'll go down the room. But very briefly, let me just respond. From Mr. Bass's point, I get what you're saying. I still say that La Liga is still technically the best league in the world. Top to the bottom, the best football and the most technically gifted players come from La Liga. I still feel that with Messi, the gap in quality is far too vast. Before Atletico Madrid won the title, it was several years before a team other than Real Madrid or Barcelona won the title. When you look down for the past 10 to 15 years, Barcelona and Real Madrid have ridiculously dominated. Specifically, Barcelona have dominated league title wins. And from what Muntaha is saying, bro, if Real Madrid gets Neymar for 1 billion,
Not Neymar.
Which will not happen.
Let me finish. If Real Madrid spend 1 billion on Neymar, I'm shutting down the half of football hot. All right, let's go to A1.
Man,
So A1,
you have got to be wrong.
Can people talk? Thank
Barcelona
you.
hater. Barcelona
So
hater.
let's go to A1. So A1, what are your thoughts on this? Do you believe that Barcelona will fully dominate? Do you think Real Madrid's empire is over, or do you think Real Madrid can come back? How do you see the Spanish power?
What he said how apparently Barcelona have got an aging squad as well, but you need to realize Barcelona are investing in young players. So
Exactly.
Arthur, Longley, Dembele, if he leaves or not depends, but they're also investing. And plus, Real Madrid, they always change managers non-stop, and their manager brings in new styles. Whereas Barcelona, they've got a similar style of play, which I know right now they're not playing to that way, but they're still getting results. But Barcelona will still be able to keep it that way. And even when Messi retires as well, I still think Barcelona will still be able to dominate as well.
Excuse me? When Messi retires, Barcelona will what?
Yeah. We'll still dominate. We'll still dominate, yeah.
Because
Look, A1, don't sniff before coming to the Hangouts, man. Okay, please. Relax. Adnan, give us your thoughts on this topic.
I think all the signs lead to the thing that you just said, that Barcelona will dominate La Liga. But I think that Real Madrid, in the summer, they may change certain players. They may buy Icardi or Neymar or even Mbappe. But I don't think that Real Madrid has a philosophy anymore. I mean, what is the formation that they play in? Sometimes they play in 4-4-2, sometimes they play in a 4-3-3. While Barcelona have always kept a certain tradition in the team, a positional football.
Thank you.
While Real Madrid have lost their shape that they used to. This is my first point. My second point, Barcelona also have an aging team. Busquets is a brick.
What?
Piqué is a brick.
Damn, like I did not. I mean, like I get Piqué, but I didn't. I mean, like maybe no, seriously, maybe
That's good.
Look, Adnan, maybe I need to induct myself because Busquets is tier 2 on my ranking. So someone's a brick. Either I'm a brick or you're a brick. So we have to choose. So okay, Adnan, finish your point.
Busquets is a defensive midfielder who has the most.
Keep quiet, man.
Shut the fuck up.
Sorry, Adnan, finish your point.
So the only young player who has a future in Barcelona is maybe only Arthur. So they're gonna sell Dembele. They're gonna
very good player.
The only player that they're gonna keep from the youth is Arthur. So I think Barcelona in a year or two they're gonna face the same problem as Real Madrid.
Very good.
Wait. Double H.
Good point.
Okay.
Double H.
I think
okay. I'm moving over to Dahir now. Dahir, give us your
I want to ask a question after.
All right, yeah, with Real Madrid, I think obviously we have to remember this is a transitional season for them. And Barcelona are also sort of have players like Piqué and Suarez who are now on the wrong side of 30. So I think Barca will obviously win La Liga this season, but next season a lot can change from Madrid's point of view. If they hire Pochettino, if Perez finally decides he wants to spend on top players, then the tables can easily turn. So I don't see Barcelona dominating La Liga to an extent, but maybe they can win it 2-3 years in a row.
point.
But I still think Real Madrid will come back strong.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Mo.
Wait, no, go ahead. Okay, Daniel.
No, I just wanted to make a point.
I think Barcelona. I think they will be fine. I think even when Messi retires, they'll be fine because they've got a foundation. They've got a foundation.
Okay, no, Daniel, wait. Do you realize how influential Messi has been to Barcelona?
Yeah, I know, but like I still believe that.
Mo, ask him the question.
Yeah, I know.
Yo, half of.
Messi has been very influential, and there won't be another Messi for like years and years and years to come.
Yeah, I just want to quickly add on Barcelona. Under Valverde, at times they're not really playing as well as they should be playing. And moving forward, I don't see Barcelona consistently winning title after title, especially if Real Madrid hire Pochettino and sign players. I just don't see how Barcelona can dominate, even with Messi. And you have to take into account that Messi will also be getting older and older, so a lot will change around him.
Okay. So Mohammed, you wanted to ask me something? Yeah, what?
Yeah, I was listening to the Hangouts before I came in here. So A1 made a point about Barca dominating the league after Messi retires or if he leaves, and I think he's got a point there. But I think you were contradicting yourself because I remember you saying in the
A1, stop laughing.
I think in the Real Madrid post match you said this team actually plays better without Messi. I remember you saying that. This is actually on video.
Can I respond?
Okay, go ahead.
Playing better in 1 or 2 games is very different from when you now don't have Messi for entire season or seasons. So there's one thing, 100%, like they have been playing better. Like the past 2 games they've had is the best that they've been under Valverde. But those are only 2 games. Inter Milan for me are a team in transition. They ain't a great team.
Don't you think we're a team? Don't you think?
And what's it called? Real Madrid are a bunch of bricks. My thing about it is that
go ahead.
When Messi leaves, that is going to be a massive hole for them. So for them to plug that is going to be very difficult. So wait. But I'll come on to you. Let me go to. So we were on forward now. Forward. Give us your thoughts.
So I'll just have 2 points in this because I don't want to echo too much of what's already been said. But firstly, people kind of forget that Real Madrid's main aim over the last few years has been the Champions League because they went so long about winning it. So that was sort of what their ultimate prize was, and now they've kind of quenched that first in a sense. They're going to be going back onto the league. So if Perez does invest right in terms of obviously getting the right players, in terms of getting a striker, attacking players and whatnot, then I feel like they will be able to re-emerge and make it more of a challenge. And secondly, I think just to make a short point, people are overestimating just how much of a culture shock is going to be once Messi retires. It's something completely different at Barca. I don't think we'll even be prepared for.
Don't you think other players would step up though? I mean,
other players will step up, but there's only one Messi, and I think we've seen with big players in most teams in all generations that once they leave, the gap that's left once they leave is just
true, but
about Ibrahimovic. Okay. Let's.
Why are we talking about Ibrahimovic?
That was different.
The guy is irrelevant. He's playing in the MLS for fuck's sake.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Ibrahimovic is coming to Milan in January. Okay.
No one cares, bro. No one cares.
All right. Just for the first one, address. I don't know how Barcelona's team is aging. When they have Dembele, Coutinho, Arthur, Langley, Semedo.
Best players are aging.
Semedo has, man.
But also, I want to say that it's not gonna. Barcelona aren't gonna dominate because as long as Real Madrid have the money that they have, and as long as Perez is gonna keep on trying and get those Galacticos, I think they're always gonna be in the competition, and it's always gonna be between Real Madrid and Barcelona. It's not gonna be one definitive for the next like 10 years or something. So I think it's Real Madrid are always gonna be in there. Unless some financial crisis strikes or something, and they have to sell their best players.
Okay, all right, Gigi man.
With Barcelona, you know the one fact that benefits Barcelona is the game playing style. It's the same with City, where they play, their tempo is so slow, and that's why I think even if when Messi retires, Barcelona should be okay. It all depends with their playing style, and Madrid. They're not spending Yeah, philosophy. Football philosophy depends. I don't even think it's the players, because even Messi retires, Barcelona should be good because of how they play, where their playing style it suits their like a season, playing a season. That's why
I
there's
mean,
the advantages with them.
plus Barca have the financial power to sign a big player every season. So
Yeah.
All right.
I don't see it as a
Okay,
big
so
problem.
let's move to our final topic right now. So there's some games coming up in the Champions League, but only one really matters. Now,
Here we go.
PSG are not winning the Champions League,
that game.
so that's a fact. Deal with it. If you don't like it, I could care less. That's just a fact. That's all of the matter. I don't do opinions. I do facts.
Okay.
So PSG against Napoli, because I do believe Liverpool make it through the group. So Liverpool either make it through the group either with PSG or with Napoli. So PSG Napoli, what are you guys saying? What happens in this game? Because this could be a very pivotal game. And remember, this game is in Naples. This game is in Naples.
Yeah.
I would say PSG will win, because the one problem is they got. Yes, because they got lucky with that 1-1. If Napoli win at in Paris, then PSG are out. But that Di Maria goal gave them a lifeline. It gave them a lifeline, and Napoli have to go to Anfield, so that's probably be a loss. Or I'm not sure they're
Not
winning there. So
necessarily.
So it's like now, since PSG tied, it favors them. They have a chance of going through because of that draw.
And then what? So what do you say? You guys say Napoli or PSG?
I think
I'm gonna say,
Napoli.
I'm gonna say
Draw.
Napoli. I'm gonna say Napoli. win.
Napoli.
Yeah. So let me comment on this, right? So I mean, first of all, everybody just put some respect on Don Carlo Ancelotti's name, all right?
Yes.
First and foremost.
Mhm.
Thank you. You can obviously see that Ivy put some respect on his name. Secondly,
Why?
this PSG
Why?
team.
Just come and say
Do I
it.
need to say why? Do I need to justify why?
Yes.
Come on, you
Yes,
Bayern
please.
Munich fan, man. Anyways, going back to my point, right? Look, when you look at PSG, what have they really done in the Champions League in recent years? You look at their tactical performances against the likes of Real Madrid, against Liverpool, even the likes of Napoli in that last game at obviously in France. They were tactically inept. They were so poor. And if you go into Naples, I think it does, in a sense, it does suit them, the fact that they just can just sit back and then look to be on the counter-attack with the likes of Di Maria, Mbappe, and Neymar, right? They can exploit that. But at the same time, these guys can crumble under that pressure. And I feel like if Napoli really put it on them and they don't make any defensive errors, I feel like they should be able to come away with a 3-1 victory. So that's how I see it. And again, trust Don. I trust Ancelotti to get it over.
Wait, Ford, you talk too quickly. Relax. So you're telling me that Napoli are going to win 3-1?
Who said 3-1?
Insigne.
Look, let me comment on this. I was leaning towards the draw, but now I'm gonna say that Napoli are gonna win, because if you look at it, Napoli rested some of their key players versus Empoli, including Alan, Hamsik, Albiol, and Hulam is back from injury after 6 months off, but even though he won't play that long.
Nice.
So I think and they still won 5-1 while resting all those players, so they're in amazing form, full of confidence. Yeah, Mertens, yeah, 100%.
Let me speak.
And I feel like Napoli are gonna just win this, because they're gonna they know that this is their chance to get out of this group, and Ancelotti is gonna take advantage of that.
Okay, A1. You say you want to speak A1?
Yeah, Napoli are winning this because unless PSG go there and sit back and put on a defensive display and
wait. A1, relax. Do you realize that if PSG loses this game, they're playing in the Europa League? Do you realize that?
I love it. I love this game.
Yeah, I know exactly. But PSG...
So no. A1, wait, guys. I don't think you're really thinking properly. So tell me that Neymar, Mbappe, and all these people are going to be playing against FC Sugarland FC.
It's not happening. I guarantee it. It's
not.
guaranteed.
A1, finish your points. A1.
Yeah, I say unless PSG go there and park the bus, they're going to be open.
They won't.
Yeah, exactly. They won't. They're going to be open at the back, and Napoli are very good at playing and getting into spaces behind defenses as well. So, and they're playing at home as well. And last game, Napoli should have won, in my opinion. They should have won. They had chances, and they conceded a late goal. And plus, they got Ancelotti, who knows what it's like to be in the Champions League. And plus, they're still playing similar to how they're playing with Sarri as possession football and playing that quick passing. Napoli are winning it. Sorry.
Okay, so does anybody here believe that PSG will win the game?
I think they will win.
Yes. I say they'll win.
Okay, wait, easy. Okay, I'll
Future
go
was
to
gonna go to
Adnan and then
Ancelotti's crib and do him tactically.
Adnan.
So
So
look,
what do you think PSG will win, and how do they win the game?
so PSG have a better individuals. Napoli has a better coach and a better team. So in theory, Napoli should win. But I don't trust Napoli's finishing. That's why I think PSG will win it.
Okay, Jujuman.
Exactly, and to add to his point is that game against Napoli. I mean, those two goals that Napoli scored, like I don't see like with Napoli. I don't know who's going to score.
Amazing.
That's dominated.
No, but it's like
amazing.
yeah, but it was like
They dominated.
no, but it was like okay,
What
but
you on about? That first goal was world class. I mean, that ball over.
yeah, but it's like. But even though Napoli were 2-1 up, you could tell PSG like I didn't feel confident that it's
we
done,
don't know what
game
you're on
over.
about, Juju. We don't know what you're on about, man.
No. Let me finish.
Okay, Jujuman, finish.
Wait, because Napoli are not convincing. If they were actually a good team, they would have finished that 2-1. They're not that good. They should have led that 2-2.
Draw in Paris. They got a draw in Paris.
No, look, I don't care if it's a world-class goal. We cannot let a 2-1 slip. We cannot let a 2-1 lead go away. So if they're actually a good team and they were going further,
that's a fluke.
Okay, wait, guys. So before we round off, I think we have to address this. I'm going to do a full video on this. So I'll give you guys the floor here. Now, let me just say very briefly, and I will expand when I do the video. I am in support of a European Super League.
You are.
No.
I am in support of a European Super League.
I'm trying to get out of the league, man. I'm all for it.
This was always coming. This is an eventuality, and anybody who did not see this coming is stupid. So now, guys, tell me, what are your thoughts on a European Super League?
It's a disaster.
No. Okay, guys. Okay, we're gonna do this in order. I'm gonna go down the room. So, A1, European Super League thoughts.
No, I want to keep it as it is because they're saying European Super League. That means they're taking away the Champions League.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so you're gonna have a Super League where have how many teams? 16 teams
20.
Play each other, and what's gonna happen to those teams and their domestic league? It doesn't make sense. Exactly. It's better off if you have Champions League and what's then you have a domestic league. Whereas Champions League, you have 4 in the group, you play 3 teams or play 6 times, cool, whatever, and you start to progress. European Super League, you actually
it's
play
purely for money, man. It's
for money. For money. Yeah.
Okay. Easy, guys, relax one at a time. Adnan.
So in this Super League, we gather all the best teams in Europe and put them in one league. So what happens to the other small clubs?
They carry on playing, I guess.
They stay where they are.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's no relegation as well. So
and NFL.
There is relegation for the last.
There isn't relegation.
Only the
there is relegation. There is relegation.
There is relegation for the last 4 teams. Only the top 7 teams, the big 7, are
the permanent members.
They're not going to be relegated, which is
what's the point?
What's the point?
Okay. Wait.
Big clubs, big boys playing
one
big.
At a time, guys. Chill.
Why are there? Why are they there?
Adnan, finish your point. Adnan.
I think I'm in support the smaller teams so that they are more competitive in their leagues. It's a better idea than creating a Super League.
But who would be the lower league teams would be fans would be watching those games though.
Okay. They're here.
Yeah, I personally think it's not a good idea. I wouldn't approve of it because it takes away the concept of the Champions League, and we've been so accustomed to watching the Champions League and the format that currently exists. We also don't want a club version of the UEFA Nations League. I mean, we all know that's recently been implemented internationally. So I feel like it's going to be a bit too complicated if that was to go ahead, because there's really no, as you say, from what I read anyway, that I don't think there's a relegation, but I'm not really sure entirely whether it's a good idea.
All right, Daniel.
No. It will just like, I think the death of football, if we're not careful, the death of football is going to be money. It's just money, and it's greed. So it just keep it as it is. If it ain't fixed, if it ain't broken, why fix it? In my eyes, keep it as it is. No,
right.
It's broken.
All right, okay. You've talked. Ford.
Okay, so I could just go on and say, well, I don't want to see it like everybody else will. We've already kind of surpassed it. Most people here don't want to see it. So, HH, you need to give us a reason, obviously, before you do your video, why you want to see it.
Wait, I didn't
That's
talk.
right.
Okay, okay. Wait, once everybody has talked, I'll give you a brief soundbite as to why I am in full support of it. But just give me your thoughts, then I will give my thoughts at the end.
Okay, you can do that, but just don't leave the Hangout straight away after.
Oh no, I wouldn't.
But anyways, okay, good. But my thoughts on it, but my thoughts on it, yeah, it's a dead thing. I'm not with it, man. I'm not with a European Super League. So yeah, Juju, you can talk next.
No. Hazem.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of get the aim of the clubs that are trying to make it, because I read that their plan is to eliminate this UCL so the clubs can take a bigger cut instead of UEFA getting the money.
Yes.
And so I get their aim. However, I don't think people would like it, and also like I wouldn't like it because obviously we're used to the Champions League, but obviously I would like Milan to be in the top 7 and never get relegated. That would be nice, but like obviously overall it wouldn't be that good.
All right, Juju man.
It's a complete disaster. I think everyone who supporting English teams don't want. I thought Brexit meant we're not joining with the other European clubs.
It doesn't affect football, man.
Wait, Juju.
All right.
I have no idea how Brexit got into this point, but finish your point.
All right. And as for Bundesliga, Syria, and La Liga, English Premier League, we don't want to mix with those leagues. I think our league what? And you can make your own Super League over there. It's a complete disaster. I disagree. I don't care about the money. English Premier League should stay English Premier League. I like watching Southampton. I like watching Southampton.
Yeah, you like watching shit too.
Look at this bloody foolish man. Okay, wait, Mohammed talk.
It's just a bunch of guys in suits, just greedy pricks. What can I say? You probably have to leave that out.
Okay. So
it's pretty much the same organization, man.
All right. Okay, Muntaha.
Yeah, I have just one problem with this thing is like corruption. It will be more corrupted compared to UEFA, and this sole body presidents, such as Real Madrid president, Barcelona president, will be the sole responsible for this thing. So there will be more corruption easily compared to UEFA. At least you have some governing body over here at your head, but over there you are yourself. So I don't accept this thing.
Okay, so I'm in support of the Super League, and why is this? For pretty much as long as the football hot has been going on, I've been saying that parity. Teams are getting lopsided. Premier League is still somewhat competitive, but City have a lot of money. Nobody else can compete with the amount of money that City. Yeah, occasionally you'll have
only one season.
Occasionally you'll have like a fun game here and there, but the amount of money that they have is crazy. Yeah. Juventus will continue winning every single Serie A title. Fair enough. Bundesliga
it's coming back.
Let me land.
Inter 1-5-0 without a card.
Let him land.
Thank you. Let me land the freaking plane. So, as I said before, I was rudely interrupted. Juventus will win the Serie A title again this season, and they will continue to do so. Bayern Munich, I still feel they'll win it this season, but don't want to make things very interesting. PSG will continue to win things each season. Guys, this was always going to happen. So, of course, my ideological self, my football purist self says this is a horrible idea. But I sat back and said to myself that, guys, open your eyes. Football has been ruined. It has been ruined. We have been priced out of football stadiums. We have been overpriced for football jerseys. These teams, these guys who have come in and seen this as a business, look at the Qatari group. Look at these guys who have come in and have spent ridiculous amounts. Look at the stuff that's happened with Infantino and the financial fair play. There is no financial fair play. There is no cap. So my thing is that if you're going to completely insult all the smaller clubs who actually traditionally have to build up their teams, you know what? Make your own league. Make your own Super League, because I think what it will show is that this truly is the death of football. The very fact that people are even thinking about this shows that, you know what? The club football ideology has died, and it has died because we've allowed businessmen, guys in suits to ruin it, and the guys who are supposed to govern it, fair play.
I'll counter your argument. I'll counter the argument.
Oh, okay, counter it.
EPL, I think, in the first time in like how many years is really competitive. It wasn't even there's 6 teams. There's 5 teams that are actually good.
Nah.
No, it's
Serie A
competitive. It's
is more
actually quality.
competitive. Serie A is more competitive. Than
No, Syria, no one cares about
Nah,
Syria.
man.
Syria.
Get the fuck out of
Syria
here.
is what?
No one cares about
Syria like that.
Okay, no. Okay,
Syria is getting better than the EPL. Get out of here.
Let's have it out right now, Hazem.
Oh my god.
Let's have it out right now because look, Hazem, you have been on me for a long time about me disrespecting the Syria. That the Syria is competitive. Hazem, I need for you or someone to pull up Google or Wikipedia. I need you to no guys. No, I'm sorry because I'm tired of being insulted. It's time to fight back. I've changed. I need somebody. I need one of you to tell me how many times Juventus have won the league title.
That's so
Wait.
7 times, man.
What I said.
Wait, Hazem, what is wrong with the argument?
Look, because
A team who have won a league title 6 times in a row. Okay, look. If you're a betting man, how are you going to tell anybody to put a single penny on anybody else?
Look, the team isn't made up of one league, one team. Look, if Juventus was, as I said last week, if Juventus was in the EPL, they would win every single league.
Come on.
Wait, easy. These are first of all, these are ifs and buts. Second of all, I'm sorry, Man City, Liverpool, and even say Chelsea are levels above Napoli, Roma,
Napoli dominated Liverpool. Napoli dominated Liverpool. Inter beat Tottenham. All the Serie A teams are fucking the EPL.
Did I mention Tottenham?
Yeah.
I didn't mention Tottenham.
Okay, so you said Liverpool. You said
and I said
Liverpool.
Man City are levels above every other team in the Serie A apart from Juventus. And my point is this: is that I'm sorry, Juventus in the Premier League. I don't see them winning especially with what Liverpool are doing and what Man City are doing. I'm sorry.
Can I respond? Look, Napoli just dominated Liverpool for 90 minutes. They had Liverpool is nowhere near.
Dominated in
No.
Yes, they did.
Wait.
Just because one game you're saying
Let him talk. Hazem.
Second of all, you said Man City. So basically, what we do if
Man City beat Napoli.
Wait. Let him talk.
If we swap Man City and Juventus, it would be the same thing.
No, that's
my word.
It wouldn't be.
Yeah, it would. Yes, it would.
It wouldn't be. I'll be honest with you.
Liverpool are nowhere near Juventus.
Hazem, wait.
I'm not saying.
Let me respond. Hazem, let me respond. At the end of the day, we don't know. Nobody knows for a fact what would happen.
Yes, we do. Double H. Juventus have like 30-year-olds.
Hazem. The fact of the matter is this: that let us be grown up about this. Let us deal with facts. I don't do ifs and buts because we don't know what would happen. What we do know is that Juventus have won the Serie A 6-7 times in a row. That is disgraceful. That is disgraceful. And
I just quickly want to
Syria
add.
is now a more competitive league than Premier League when one team has dominated. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
One team. Yeah, the rest of the league is more competitive. The small teams like Sassuolo and all those guys are better than the small team.
That's low, man. Team in the relegations only spent 100 more. How does that compare to Syria?
La Liga is better than and more competitive.
All EPL has is more money. And even then,
that's the reason why the lower teams
and now
are better than the lower teams. More money. It's as simple as that.
Okay. Look, Hazem. I think this is where, and this is what I try and to tell to all football people. This is where you need to be objective because I think there are tribalistic fans and there are objective fans. If you're tribalistic, it's very difficult to have a conversation with you. That's why for Hazem, I beg you to be objective. 100%. Wait. Let me land. 100%. You're an AC Milan supporter. You must support AC Milan and everything. 100%.
What about that?
But you have to look at the bigger picture and be objective. If you don't see a problem with Juventus winning a league 6-7 times in a row.
You're just looking from one side. Look, if you compare the teams, Juventus, better than Man City. Napoli better than Liverpool.
No.
Hazem, are you listening to what I'm saying? Stop moving the argument. Focus on what I'm saying. Because you keep moving the argument to the Premier League. Let's just focus on one thing. A team have won a league 7 times in a row. How does that make that league competitive? It doesn't make any sense.
The rest of the league is competitive. Just like Man City are
What?
going to win the league in the next couple of
Oh
years.
my god!
no.
So you mean to
Can I
say that
can I
like,
just make a quick point? Can I just make a quick point?
our
You're
guys
saying that.
Because the
Oh,
quality
God.
overall is as high as in the Premier League, but Juventus is levels above, and they're one of the best in Europe right now. So the overall,
That's
is
debatable.
last
They haven't
season,
done
last
anything.
season,
They haven't
last
won.
season, yeah,
Liverpool are better
you,
than
how many
you
Juventus.
finals
already
have
conceded
any?
2 goals.
Has no.
Against Spurs, yeah, last season.
Hasn't.
Where
Let me
was
respond.
you?
Let me respond. Juventus have lost how many Champions League finals?
Yeah,
Liverpool have
yeah,
5.
that's why they're
Seven,
always.
United have a couple.
seven.
Yeah,
Seven.
but you can't deny they're one of the biggest clubs in Europe right now.
But how many?
That's
How many?
Juventus.
How
But
many?
how many
one,
Champions League finals have Juventus lost?
Seven.
Yeah,
When was the last?
as many
when was the
CL
last time
titles than
Juventus
Milan won.
won the Champions League?
Sorry, what?
96, 97 when
Yeah, but-
Vialli was playing.
Yeah, they're never going to win the Champions League. That's
So,
what I'm saying.
so Hassan,
that
do you-
doesn't change the
so-
fact
so
that they're
do you
way
not
better
see
than
how
all
your
the
point
EPL.
doesn't make any sense? Because
Yeah.
you're saying that Juve are one of the best teams in Europe and so forth.
Yeah, they
but
still are because
they've bricked it in Europe many times before.
Last
So-
season against Spurs, man. What happened to Juve? They
They
conceded
beat
2
Spurs.
goals.
They wiped
But look how they
But
beat
you
Spurs,
were
man.
getting
They
yeah,
were
so
dominated.
what?
pushing them.
Spurs gave them a hard time. So
Because of
don't bring,
experience, man.
don't bring Spurs in.
That's the thing, hard time will give you in league. Yeah, if
Spurs
there's
are
a
not even top
team,
4.
Is
Yeah, so
okay,
what?
Yeah.
Hassan,
Milan beat Juventus twice.
Wait, Hassan. Are you honestly telling me right now that the Serie A is a more competitive league and a better league to watch than the Premier League?
No, not to watch, not to watch. Quality-wise, they're equal.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
Huh?
What quality-wise? What quality-wise?
Yeah, quality-wise,
they're
they're
not.
equal. That's what I'm
You mean
saying.
technically? You mean technically?
No,
Technically
quality
good
in terms of the quality of the teams. You can't deny that.
But-
We're changing the bar.
Oh,
Guys.
your team-
We're changing the bar.
the quality of
Hassan,
Chelsea
you would
and
admit that the Premier League is more competitive than the Serie A.
That's debatable as well. Because
Oh
No,
my
can I just
God.
make a
Look,
point? Can I just
look,
make a point?
yeah,
on
okay, I'll
this?
give you that. I'll give you
As
that. I'll give
as
you
of you
that.
disputed
Wait,
with
Guys,
I'll give you
guys,
that.
let the hear. Wait, let the hear speak. Let the hear speak.
Yeah, can I just make a point?
Okay,
Yeah.
they're here.
Yeah. On this, obviously the Premier League for me is better than Serie A, but I just want to say this: Serie A teams are not a million miles behind, as the Champions League results would say. Inter Milan beat
Thank
Spurs, Napoli
Yeah.
beat us.
That was last minute. man.
So we are not denying
Also,
that.
Juventus
Wait,
beat
let's-
Manchester.
let's-
Juventus
wait,
beat
let-
Manchester
let him
United.
land.
However, even though Napoli beat us on paper, you would say we are better than them. You can't just say Napoli are better than us. But
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
leagues, obviously.
On paper, who cares about paper? It's about
No, but
Let
we
him
are
learn.
better. We are better.
Let
We
him
are
learn.
better.
Let him finish.
No.
Can I
Wait,
just-
let me ask you a question.
So guys, look, this is the point that we're making here, is that you look at the Bundesliga, you look at Ligue 1, you look at Serie A. One team has dominated that league. So when you now bring in the idea of a European Super League, why shouldn't it make sense? You see, with regards to the Premier League, let's see what Pep does, because the last time a team defended the title was 2009. Let's see what happens there.
Yeah.
You see?
La Liga,
United.
yes, Real Madrid have bricked it, but you know what? Barcelona have not dominated it as to the same extent as PSG, Juventus, and Bayern Munich. But still, the point that I'm making is that when you look at Ligue 1, Serie A, and Bundesliga, that is a great argument for a European Super League. Because again, you would have to be literally stupid to bet on anyone else apart from Juventus winning the Serie A. You would have to be stupid to bet on anyone else apart from PSG winning the Ligue 1. Bundesliga.
And you would have to be stupid.
It's
to
interesting.
Okay, then
Bundesliga is interesting
Double
because
H.
why
What
did they
about
fire the squad?
Double H? What about
Yeah.
for people like us who don't care about? I don't care about Bundesliga. I don't care about La Liga.
Oh,
I don't care
that's
about
hard.
Serie A. I just want to watch.
You're a Bayern Munich fan.
You're just an
Premier League.
ignorant fan.
Gentlemen, let me
Get out
put
of
No,
it.
I'm not ignorant. How am I ignorant? I don't care about
You
Bundesliga.
don't care about Bundesliga, but you're a
I don't
Bayern
care
fan.
about I don't care about the German football philosophy. I don't care about watching 30-year-olds in Syria. I don't care about La Liga passing
You said you don't
in
care about
circles.
Bundesliga.
I don't care about them. I just want to watch English. What about me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Jujuman. Let me respond. I need to
fan and you
respond to
don't
what
care
Jujuman is saying. I need to respond to what Jujuman is saying. So, Jujuman, first of all, that's extremely rude. You need to actually be better behaved. But let me respond to what Jujuman says. Jujuman,
He's right.
there comes a time when you have to accept the wave and where things are going. And my thing about this is that the Premier League is, for me, I think that the Super League will be very hard to take teams out of the Premier League because the Premier League is still vastly watched. But let's be real. On that list that they showed me the top 6 teams.
But who are the teams? Wait, how many teams will be in the league? It says 16 teams.
16.
But who are the teams?
So
Wait,
basically, the list. I saw City, United, Arsenal, Chelsea.
We want to win the
I'm not
Premier
sure
League
that I saw
before.
Tottenham, but you had AC Milan, you had Juventus,
Why
you
are
had
they there?
PSG,
Why
you had
AC
Bayern
Milan?
Munich.
AC
We're
Milan.
the second biggest club in Europe. What are you talking about? This is the big
They
boys.
haven't been relevant for how long?
No, but you can't.
It's
Wait.
big clubs.
I would just like to add this: if EPL, if English Premier League decide
I see
to
what I'm
join this
trolling, man.
duster of a Super League, they should
I
get
think-
50% of the revenue. They should get 50%.
Guys,
This isn't about
There's so
relevance.
much to lose
I don't
from
think
this.
it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen because I've just read
Yeah.
an article saying that
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, man.
they're gonna
Yeah.
see
EPL bias here is too much, man. All these
All right, look, guys, it's been fun, man. I'll see you guys next week, man. Let me